Hello YouTube, my name is Bookie and I am back with another review. And today I'm going to do my book review on a book titled The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. First, I would like to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I know I probably talk a little bit fast and I might seem in a hurry, but that's just the way I talk. I'm sorry. And I hope I could really, be successful with this channel because I really love to read books. Under my library account, I have almost 60 items. And these are books. I don't think I have any DVDs. And I have like 3 books. I have about 4 bookshelves. You know where I live in. I have a lot of book reviews to come. But anyway, let's get into this book review. And this story is centered around when LAPD police officers beat Rodney King in 1991 while he was driving under the influence or intoxicated, I'll say. And the main character in this story, her name is Ashley Bennett. Now, Ashley Bennett, she has 3 friends. Their names are Heather, Courtney, and Kimberly. And one thing I didn't like about this story was her 3 friends, I believe, are white. She's black. That's not my that's not a problem of mine. The problem is as I was reading the story, the author had 2 of the girls sound like they're prejudiced. Like, for instance, I know when Ashley and her friend Kimberly were young, Ashley had went to a birthday party, to Kimberly's birthday party. And Kimberly made the comment, you can't be a mermaid because you are black. And this infuriated Ashley, and she ended up pulling Kimberly into the pool with her. And can you blame her? How you gonna say I can't be a mermaid because I'm black? And then I know at the beginning of the story, her friend Heather made the comment, woman is the nigger of the world. If y'all friends, how you gonna sit up here and bring up the word nigger? You know this girl is black, y'all are white. Why would you say? Now, I don't think Courtney said anything along, in the story that could be taken as offensive, but hey, you hanging with these other 2 white girls, you might feel the same way. I know none of us would be friends if I was Ashley. And let's see. Then let's get to her sister. Her sister name is Josephine. Josephine. If one time it probably was most likely was Josephine Bennett, but she got married to a guy named Harrison. And the author describes Josephine as a type of person, if she feels like she's not being treated equal or other people are not being treated equal, she's going to take a stand. Because in the story, it mentions how she was at some of these riots. She was out protesting. And her, Ashley and Josephine's parents do not like the fact that Josephine dropped out of college and she married this white guy named Harrison. From what the author implies, I guess her parents feel like she could have did better. She should have stayed in school and she should have not married Harrison. Anyway, both of them, they are, musicians in the story. Then, as time goes on, they finally mention the parents' name, Valerie Bennett and Craig Bennett. And her mother, Ashley and Josephine's mother, one thing I didn't like about her character is the author explained that Ashley feels as though Valerie, probably loves Josephine a little bit more than she loves her. Because she said one time when she was little, her mother, the author mentions that one time when Ashley was small, Valerie had forgot her in the vehicle. Valerie and Josephine had went in the house, and Valerie made a mistake and left her youngest daughter in the vehicle. And throughout the whole story, it's like Valerie's just so upset with Josephine about her decision to drop out of school and marry Harrison. It gets so bad that she goes into her daughter's room, Josephine's room, and just starts cleaning out because she's so upset with the choices her daughter has made. Now, as I said, the father's name is Craig Bennett. And the story doesn't say much about him, but that I know at some point he met Valerie, his wife, while he was at his ex-girlfriend's beauty shop. He was in college and Valerie was in college. And some way they hooked up, knowing that he was dating Valerie's beautician. And also mentions how him and his brother, you know, they don't too much see eye to eye because Craig went to college and his brother Ronnie, he runs the family business. See, Ronnie and Craig's mother, whose name was Grandma Shirley, she owned a vacuum cleaning company. Well, it was basically a company where she sold vacuums. And the story is mentioned that she died and Ronnie ran the business. And Craig, he went to college and he had a job with whatever he went to school for. Okay, there's another character in the story. Her name is Lucia. She's the maid at Valerie and Craig's house. And her and Ashley, they have a good relationship. The author mentions how Ashley tells Lucia stuff that she doesn't even tell her mother. And at some point, Lucia sadly tells, excuse me. At some point, Lucia tells Ashley that she's going back to Guatemala. And this upsets Ashley because Lucia, you know, basically watched her grow up. And then let me name some other characters, Michael and Trevor. Michael and Kimberly, they're dating. And Trevor is like, he wants to be in a relationship with Ashley. At some point in the story, the author mentions how, as I stated, Kimberly and Michael are in a relationship. And how Trevor wants to take Ashley out to the prom. In the story, I learned that Ashley has a real good relationship with Michael. You know, they go out together. They tell each other things that Michael doesn't even tell Kimberly. At some point, they even have sex together. And I'm like, well, you know, it's like your friends are racist and you're out messing with one of their boyfriends. What kind of friendship, what kind of friendship is this? Well, I'm going to say, what kind of friendships are these? You know, it's no respect. And Michael gets to the point, it's like he can't stand to keep the secret away from Kimberly. So at their prom, and I forgot to mention that they are all seniors, and the night of their prom, Michael goes to Kimberly and tells her what's been going on between him and Ashley. And Kimberly gets mad and pushes her into the pool. Ashley's hair ends up getting messed up and her dress. And the guy who comes to her rescue, his name is Lashon. Now, early in the story, it's mentioned how Lashon, you know, he's a good student. He makes good grades. And he gets accepted into Stanford. Stanford is a school that Ashley also wants to go to. But when she finds out that he's accepted, and she hasn't even received a letter yet saying that she's been accepted, she decides she's gonna get jealous. And her jealousy caused her to accuse Lashon of stealing some shoes from a store. You know, the riots were going on, and she wants to say that maybe he got new shoes because he was, you know, he went to the store and stole them. But later on in the story, it's mentioned that his mother bought him those shoes. But anyway, Ashley tells her friend she believes that Lashon stole those shoes. The rumor spreads around. The principal ends up calling him to the office, I guess, to question him about the shoes. This makes Lashon upset. And one of his classmates sees that he's upset and decides he's going to, you know, try to play with him, and this infuriates Lashon because he feels like the guy's making fun of the situation. So he ends up punching the guy. After Lashon punches the guy, he ends up being suspended. And I'm like, wow, Ashley. First we found that you basically sleeping with your friend's boyfriend. Now you lying on somebody. I don't know who's worse in this story, her friends or her. Because you know, you're doing too much. And like I said, on the night of the prom, Lashon comes to her rescue. He does her hair for her. You know, after Kimberly has pushed her into the pool, her hair, I guess, becomes frizzy. So Lashon takes her into a suite and he redoes her hair. And as he's doing her hair, she starts to feel guilty. She confesses to him that I was the one that started the rumor. And, you know, this upsets him at the time. But as the story goes on, he gets over it. He even introduces her to some of his other friends. And then a few other characters are mentioned. She becomes friends with this girl named Lana that some people view as weird. I believe in the story, Heather thinks Lana is gay. And some of it could be Lana's the type of person, it sounds like she stays to herself. So that's probably why she's being looked at as like the weird type. And to get my overall opinion of this story, I like that the author based it off of a tragic situation, but I wish more could have been added to the story, like some more facts. And I hate how the story took twists and turns. You know, it's like I could be reading about Ashley being in one situation, and then she reflect back on something that happened in the past. And I have to think back, like I had to think back to, okay, are we where she's at in life now, or are we going back in her past? And like I say, my biggest problem with the story was I did not like the fact that her friends view her as a nigga. Because that right there should tell you that you should not be friends with these people because they are looking down upon you. They see you as something less than them. And I just feel like the story, you know, it went nowhere. Josephine, at the end of the story, she ends up going to jail. Jail for 16 months because the police arrested her, even though she really didn't do anything, but she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the police arrested her. So she ends up, you know, the story ends with her going to jail. Not a good ending, but I guess it was all right. And that's all I have to say. Maybe I didn't too much particularly care for this story because I'm an adult reading a YA book, and I don't know, maybe I feel like more things should have happened, but you don't want to put too many bad things in a young adult book. But anyway, thank you all for watching my review. Please subscribe. Leave your comments, good or bad, because I know I need some work. And give me a thumbs up, please. I need those. Please don't give no thumbs down. If you don't like the video, just click off. and have a good day. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. Of course, today is not Thanksgiving, but on Thursday will be Thanksgiving. So I just like to say happy Thanksgiving and see you again. Oh, and one more thing. The next book I'm going to read is the Kept Ones, Bunny the Barge. Yeah, she's the author, Bunny the Barge, I'm guessing. Anyway, I'm going to read her book. What made me want to read this book? You know, Tommy the Barge, she just died. Now, y'all, I know some of y'all saying, how you know about the DeBarges? Okay, I was raised by older parents. That's how I know. And by him dying, this made me want to read her book. And I'm going to do a book review on this book next. Or I possibly might do a book review before that one. I might do one on this one. It's called On This Marvelous Day. And this is by a YouTuber named It's Bambi. So you might see me in a few days or a few weeks. I don't know yet. It depends on how I feel or what I want to read next. But thanks again. I'm about to go now. Bye.